If you are someone who is running an e-commerce brand, doing performance marketing for different brand or businesses, this video is for you. In this video, I'm going to give you 15 static ad frameworks, and these have been proven to work for multiple 7-figure and 8-figure D2C brand. And these are definitely going to work for you as well if you implement it on your business. Now, before starting ahead, before telling you what these 15 frameworks are, let me tell you who am I and why you should listen to me. Hi, I'm Ujjwal and I design ad creatives for multiple 7-figure and 8-figures D2C brands. Here are some of them that you can see on the screen. Damaku, Sandkaizen, Ono, Matglow. These have been global D2C brands. Some of them are Indian as well. I have been doing this since last 1.5 year, working in the e-commerce industry and doing creatives for different brands. And I now know actually what works for the industry and what doesn't work. So these aren't frameworks I found on the internet. They're actually concepts I built with real clients, testing real campaigns every single day. The examples I'm going to show you are from the best D2C brands in the world that we have studied. We have found out that these work the best for them. So these may also work for our industry. We have implemented all of these and found out great results for our clients and for us as well. So before moving ahead, we need to know, why do static ads still work in 2026? People keep saying, like, you may have heard or you may also think like this: static ads are dead, static ads don't work, video ads perform better. Brands spending millions on static ads, they don't say any of it. They are spending it silently behind the scenes and they are getting great results out of it. Now, let me tell you logically why static ads still work. Whenever we create an ad, why do we create an ad? Core part of creating an ad is messaging. If we have a great messaging, doesn't matter if it's a static image or a video or a GIF or a text. If we can deliver what we want to deliver directly to the customer, directly to our target audience, that's what actually matters. It doesn't matter the way of communication. If the way of communication had mattered, it would always be, today video ads are working, maybe tomorrow native ads were working. A static ads would always perform better if the messaging is right. If you compare a video ad and a static ads, all that matter is how close your messaging is towards your target audience. The core thing I want to explain you here is, messaging is all that matters. Nothing is bigger than messaging. Not the type of ads you are running, not the platform you are running. At the end, what actually matters is how close your messaging is to your target audience. Are they getting what you are actually trying to convey? So let's say if you are selling this marker, you create a video ad explaining in 30 seconds why you should get a marker. And if I am looking for a marker, I'm not looking for why I need a marker. I know I need a marker, but I want to see why I should get this marker. So if I'm creating a static ad which explain why this marker is best for me, this is going to be a working ad, a winning ad for me as a customer. I will definitely click on that if I am actually in need, in pain of getting a good marker. If that static ad can explain me why do I should consider this marker, then this is it. This is what I actually need to see as a customer. I hope you get, it's not about the type of content you are creating, the type of ad you are creating for your company or for your brand. It's about the messaging. So static ads consistently get lower CPMs than video on Meta. They're cheaper to make. You can produce like 10x the volume of creatives at the same budget. Pattern interruption is the whole game. If you can interrupt the pattern of a consumer, it doesn't matter if it's a static or if it's a video. When you create a static ad, you are trying to communicate one core message through that one frame. That's it. You have clarity on what exactly you need to communicate through that frame. So it is relatively simpler to create those ads. It is relatively more communicable, more clear for the consumer as well. But if you are not doing it correctly in video, that is around 30 to 50 seconds, then you have already lost and they are not going to work. Now, they are easier to test systematically as well. You can just change headline, you can just change color, product placement, if I'm running ad for this marker as we talk, I can do this. I can create an ad with AI where a teacher is using this marker in a classroom, entrepreneur is using it in his office. So I can do different targetings without burning my pockets and target different angles. The good part is that they work at every stage of funnel as well. If you are at the top of the funnel, if you are just running awareness campaign, they can work there as well. You can track whole journey of customer through static ads. You know what he needs to see through, because it's more clear, it's more cheaper, it's faster. Before explaining all the frameworks that I had, 15 frameworks that we talk about, I'm going to divide the frameworks into two buckets. Basically, you just need to keep that in mind. These are going to be benefit driven and comparison and proof driven. When you are not comparing your product with market, you are just at the awareness stage of the funnel. So here our core concept that come into picture are: one core idea, three main benefits, bold claims, stat based, price drop. And these are the frameworks that we are going to see in comparison and proof based frameworks. So let's understand each of them one by one. One core idea: you just have a single headline that communicates your product core USP paired with a strong visual. You don't need to overcomplicate things. You just need to keep it simple, keep it straight, and keep it USP driven. This is from the brand Hims, and I think they have a substitute brand as well for females, Hers. So see, what they are trying to do here is they're just showing their core product, that is their capsule, thicker, fuller hair by fall. That's it. Haven't complicated anything. Similar to this, like pillows for your feet, their core USP is they are very soft. Like, this is something they are trying to communicate here. Again, here is another ad that you will see: eco supplement for your best friend. Their core USP here is eco supplements. Similarly, personalized supplements, no more sleep divorce. This is something that I really loved. This is some kind of fascinating bed. I just saw that ad on ad library and saved it here. So 8 Sleep is a company that is running this ad. This is a really great ad. They have been running it for around 3 to 3.5 months actually. So this has been working for them as well. It's a proof that this thing works. Now, why do they work? Our human brain process simple messages faster. It's easy to read, it's easy to grab those visuals. When you strip everything back to one idea, there's no friction. The viewer get it instantly and know exactly what you are trying to sell. You are not confusing the viewer with different hooks, different music patterns, interrupt, and anything else. It's just a one clean, bold idea. Now, when to use this? When your product has one standout benefit that's strong enough to carry the whole idea. And it works especially well for brands with clear, recognizable identity. So if you have something unique to offer, if you have something good USP against your competitor, against the market, it's definitely the ad you should go with. You should definitely include this framework as well. 3 main benefits. Let's understand this. 3 main benefits is a basically simple framework where you just target about the strongest product benefits, usually in a list or a call out structure. So let's understand this with example. AG1 is a supplement brand. They basically help you with gut health or something similar to that. So if you will see, one powerful simple habit can transform your entire health journey. Here's how AG1 make it possible. Simple, 3 strong points: zinc for immune health, probiotics for gut health, rhodiola for brain health. These are the 3 things that they're trying to target, and that's it. No CTA, nothing fancy in it. Simple 3 points. Similarly, here you can see as well: secret to executive ready skin, reduced stress line, immediate smooth skin, botanical ingredients. This is some pull-up bar or something, and safe for risk, too intense, actually controlled. These are the 3 core objections of their customer, and they have put it through a checkbox. Like, yeah, we deliver it. That's how you actually communicate clearly. This is some kind of vehicle for physical therapy or something, improving posture, easy handling, comfortable walking. That's it. There's nothing complicated. No one's trying to force anything. And why this works? Because 3 is a magical number in copywriting. That's funny to hear, I know that, but like, based on all the research that has been done in copywriting, it's not me who's saying this. 3 is less heavy to our brain, cognitively less heavy to our brain, and it's feel complete without being overwhelming. So you are giving the viewer just enough reason to act without losing them in a wall of text. When to use it actually? Great if you have a cold audience, if you are at the top of the funnel, if your consumer doesn't know you, if your consumer is not aware about your product, you should definitely use this. Ideal when no single benefit is strong enough to carry an ad alone. 3 together. So this is something you need to keep in mind while running this ad, that all the 3 benefits should revolve around the customer's pain point. It shouldn't be something like, let's say I am using this marker, so you target good for teachers, good for entrepreneurs, and good for students. I am a single entity. I am a single customer persona. So you need to keep in mind you are only targeting benefits related to my persona. So if I am a freelancer, if I am an agency owner, if I am an entrepreneur, your ad should only be towards agency owner, towards whatever I am. So that is something you need to keep in mind while creating these ads. The third one is bold claims. This is something that you need to be really careful about while creating. You have a single punchy attention grabbing statement designed to stop the scroll. Your primary goal here with this campaign is to stop the scroll. And how do you do that? You say something that's bold, That's straight, that's attention grabbing. The best health decision you will make this year and next year as well. So they are saying you just don't buy our product. You are going to buy this for your whole year after you purchase this once and next year as well. That is something really bold claim. They are so confident on their product that I would think, how are they so confident on their product? How like I should give it a try. I called it a scam. They are showing you like from a customer point of view. The customer thought it's a scam and now they are ordering more. Now you'll think, why do I'm seeing a scam ad? I'm seeing a product that's called scam. Now you'll read, now I'm ordering more. So that's interesting. And now I will check out more about this. I will read all the benefits and see, okay, this is interesting. I should check it out. The hashtag one most knocked off wallet. Hashtag one most knocked off wallet. That is what grabs user attention here. Now, why do this work? It creates intense tension and the viewer either strongly agrees or strongly disagrees. If you have your target persona identified, if you know whom to target, they will definitely agree with your point. Those who are not your target audience, they are going to strongly disagree. So when you have a specified persona, ideal customer profile, you need to talk about points that your cult, your audience relates with. Also, it signals confidence, and confidence is always that sells. If you are underconfident about your product, then no one's fucking going to buy your product. Because if you yourself are not selling it confidently, this ad works when you have a strong defendable differentiator. The bolder the claim, the more your landing page needs to back it up. So if AG1 is saying the best health decision, they need to showcase why this is best. Then you will go on your landing page, you will see things, you will find out and make sure the whole funnel is aligned. The next framework is us versus them. Your product is shown side by side against a generic or a competitor alternative, highlighting why your product wins against the competitor. Why does it work? Because it reframes the buying decision. Instead of should I buy this, the viewer is now thinking which one is better. It's not just about your product, it's now about being in the competition of a alternative product that user is thinking to buy. So it's mid of the funnel where the user is aware about the problem, where the user knows there are already existing solutions in the market. He just need to be convinced that your product is best for them. How do you do it? Let's see Soylent Cafe Mocha. Soylent is basically a brand which gives you nutrients in form of this bottle. It's basically a product which you can use to avoid eating food. You can get all the nutrients from just this Soylent bottle. That mocha drink, this is an existing market solution, and this is Soylent Cafe Mocha, their product. You get 6 gram protein, 20 gram protein here. You get low vitamins and minerals, 28 gram vitamins and minerals, 55 grams sugar, 1 gram sugar, $5, $3. Their product is winning at every edge case, and that's why user would consider their product whenever they are considering to buy something like this. Blue Land Scrub Sponge. So they are made from plant compostable dishwasher shape, while the other existing solutions made from plastic contribute to waste, hard to clean. When to use this? When you have a clear visual advantage over what's already existing in the market, and works best when the comparison is obvious and fair. Now, thing you need to keep in mind is it shouldn't be misleading. It shouldn't be trying to manipulate the customer, because the customer is already way smarter than we used to think he is. He has access to information more than we do. So we need to just communicate it authentically why our product is better. If it's not something you can talk about confidently, you should avoid this us versus them framework. Here comes the comparison chart. This is similar to us versus them framework. You are not talking dominantly in this framework. This is a structured chart comparing your product against competitor of the category average across. Like you get some attributes from the product, you get some properties of the product, and you compare it. Like, see, this is what I'm winning at. This is why our product is best. You are not forcing the product. You are just talking about, we are just comparing. We are not forcing you to buy. That is what you need to communicate it here. Let's see from an example. Your collagen is missing 3 types. That's why nothing changed. Your collagen has grass-fed bovine collagen, and Obvi is the brand. This also has the same thing. Wild caught marine collagen. This is also checked. Case-free chicken collagen. This is also checked. Free range eggshell collagen. This is also checked. So it's not about rejecting your competitors. It's about telling you the truth authentically in a way that tells the customer that you care more about him. So why it works? Because the buyer feels like the brand is doing research for them, and people shopping in that category are already comparing options. So it makes them relatively easier to make decision, and you are just presenting the comparison on your terms with your product winning every row. Now, when to use it? When your product wins across multiple dimensions, not just one, that creates a powerful competitive advantage over the competitor, and that creates a perception in user mind that this is something I need to consider. This is something I need to talk about. This is something I need to look into. Before and after. It's a simple framework where you talk about the before results and the after results, not just like a scammy way. way, but what you will do is it will show you a visual split showing what a customer look like or experience before your product and the transformation after using it. So you are showing it like what our customer had experienced like you, the problem they had like you, and where are they now in the journey. So what you are trying to do here is you are just setting up a bridge between the customer's problem and his desired solution. So your product acts like a bridge between them. That is what you are trying to communicate here. Let us see some examples here. Clinically shown to increase hair density by up to 3 times. This just shows a before of the user and after of the user, and the headline is something supporting the statement. So that is something you can consider if you have a proven result. Regrow hair in 3 to 6 months. This is their claim, and now they are showing the before and after as well. You started here, or maybe the customer is here, he is comparing himself from here. 3 to 4 months later he will see himself as here, and this is the final result. So that is what the customer perceives in his mind. He is not just seeing the other user result, he is comparing himself inside of that framework, inside of that comparison. He is thinking, I would be there now. If I purchase this product, I will be at this stage after a while, after using their product, how it started and how it's going. Similar to this, the exact reason why I've been sleeping with this strange micro dart patch from Dipology for the last month. Day 1, day 30. They have shown some kind of result here. This ad works best for products with visible results, skincare, hair care, fitness, shapewear. Make sure the transformation is genuine. Don't lie to customers, because if you will try to manipulate the customer, they will definitely smell you from far ahead. Like, they may purchase you at the top of the funnel, they may purchase your initial products, but a brand is not built on initial purchases. A brand is built on increasing the lifetime value of a customer. So that is what you should focus on, being authentic. If you don't have something like this, don't use ad like this. They will ruin your authenticity and authority in the market. Old versus new. You position your product as modern, better alternative to old way of solving a problem. So basically what you are trying to do is you are trying to showcase that there's a older solution that you have been using. This has some problem, this has some pain while using it. You just don't realize it, and you should consider my product because it's better, it's new, it's an better alternative to whatever problem you are trying to solve with the older solutions. So for example, here is comparison from a alcohol brand. I guess this is alcohol or something. They are telling you that initially you used to get alcohol, which is 100 calories, old school, hangover and regrets. But what a better alternative you can switch to is 30 calories, a euphoric buzz with no booze, no hangover or regrets. So they are here trying to show you why their product should be considered over a traditional alcohol. So they are comparing it with a burger. So they are trying to focus here on the on the problem of efficiency. They are comparing it with black coffee, and it is something maybe matcha or something. They are showcasing that you drink black coffee to gain energy, but you get it for only 1.5 hours. Here you will get for 6 hours. Why it works? It reframes the category. You are not just selling a product, you are selling a progress, you are selling a future. So that is why it always works. It creates a sense of FOMO between the consumer's perspective of using the product. If he likes your product, he will always think about your product whenever he uses the traditional solution. So when you should use this, it is perfect for brands disrupting a traditional category. Think mushroom coffee versus regular coffee, meal replacement versus meal prep, compression tea versus a baggy old t-shirt. Social proof and reviews. These are the simplest ad framework. These are built around real customer testimonials, star ratings or review screenshot, and they work really well. They work like hell. This is something you should definitely consider inside your ad frameworks if you are running static ads. If you are planning to run, these are definitely a good to go ad framework. They work because people trust other people, and they trust more if a brand is associated with more number of people. They don't have to be the first guinea pig to try their product, to try your brand, to become the first one. So they can already see a proven track record of your brand. You are indirectly risk reversing the product. You show that, look, there are other people who have used my product. You are not the first one who would try this product. It's not saying your product is great. It's just saying that someone who paid for it is saying that your product is great. So you are not saying it, your customer is saying it. Now, when to use this? Whenever you have a strong review from your customer, which you always should get, because your product should be great, powerful in the middle of the funnel when someone has already seen your product but hasn't converted yet, because this will keep convincing them, like, look, you know our product, but look what people are saying about our product. This plays with the customer psychologically and convinces them to buy your product, to try your product. Now let's talk about the price drop. This is something simple, an ad that leads with a discount or competitive price point as a main hook. Why it works? Because the price is one of the most universal thing that you consider while purchasing. If you are seeing a product that is good for you, but you are not justified with the price, you won't buy it instantly. But if your product feels good to the consumer, if your product feels genuine to the consumer, and if you give a price that is better, that sounds good to be true, then the conversion would be relatively easier. People feel like they're getting a deal they would be silly to miss, because your product is already great and you are giving great price as well. So it's a no-brainer deal to get. When to use it? Only use this when you are running an actual promotion or your price is genuinely competitive against alternatives in the market. Because if you keep running those scammy ads where you just show it's for 5,000 rupees, but I'm giving it to you for 2,200 rupees, that is definitely a clickbait, and the customer would directly associate it with different alternatives that are existing in the market, which are also around 200 rupees, 300 rupees. So you just remember this, that you are not alone in the market. There are your competitors, there are competitors that exist, and you can't fool your customer. So if you have a genuine pricing, if you have a genuine discount, then only you should consider offering it. Press screenshot. It has been rising recently, these kind of formats where you use a big name publication to add a layer of authority to your brand name. This ad is shown in someone's feed. They feel like this is an ad from a news article, and it is our human behavior that we tend to look into things that are related to news, that are related to article or something informational. You will definitely pay attention to this ad for once, and once you are paying attention, you will read about it. If this is something you relate to, this is something you resonate with, you are going to read more, you are going to check out about this product. Why it works? Because authority by association. If Forbes, GQ, Vogue, or some big brand like Discover Your Brand, that instantly elevates the perceived credibility, especially for customers who have never heard of you. Now, when to use it? When you have earned genuine press coverage from recognizable outlets, or you can do PR as well. Add your advertising through that PR. The more well-known the publication, the stronger the lift is. Let's go to stat-based. When you tie a product statistics directly to the dream outcome of your ideal customer, of your IC, whatever he is looking for, these work best for him. If someone is looking to smoothen their hair, reduce scalp irritation, and you show them that 87% have reduced scalp irritation in 4 weeks, this is something that directly talks with the consumer, that directly talks with the customer. What you are trying to here communicate is that this is the data you have, and I'm not claiming, this is the data that's been claiming about my product. Data always wins, and numbers feel like proof. They make a claim feel earned rather than just asserting it to the customer. So that is why it works. When you have a real clinical data, study result, or strong usage statistics, you should use it. Don't lead with a number that doesn't mean anything. Like if you are running a serum product or a brand that is related to skincare, these kind of ads work best for you. Let's go to platform native. This type of creative is mainly categorized by fitting into the feed of the platform it's being used on, like IG, TikTok, Instagram, Reels, or anywhere. They feel like they are part of the platform. They are not an ad asserted by the brand. If you will look into this, this may feel like a Instagram story. They have used a similar graphic component that feel like this is part of Instagram, and this is a genuine, not a actual ad. Customer already knows your pattern, knows your brand, so he would certainly start ignoring your product. So when something looks like a post from a friend or a creator rather than a brand, people's guard of rejecting an ad and the pattern interrupt already start working, and they engage with it differently. This would work because the pattern has been interrupted and the guard of the customer has been down. He is not anymore thinking about this as a generic ad. When you want to blend into feed of specific platform, Instagram, TikTok, or Facebook, you should use it. The key is to committing fully to the format. You don't need to add your logo, you don't need to add your tagline or something like that. It should look native, 100% native. If it feels non-native, it's not going to work. It's going to fail drastically. That is something you need to keep in mind when you are using platform native kind of ads. Notes app has been trending the market for a while. Very easy to create, and it looks like a screenshot from the iPhone Notes app. If you have used the Notes app, you will see how this looks like. Brief your designer that you need to create notes, like you need to create a notes like layout, or you can just take screenshot from your Notes app, put your text and graphic that looks like Notes app. It feels personal, unfiltered, like someone jotting down their honest thought. So in a feed feed full of polished brands, popping colors and everything, you see something that looks raw, that looks simple, and stop the scroll through contrast alone. That's it. That's the target, to interrupt the user in between with whatever you can. So that is something why it works. It is great for storytelling, sharing a customer journey, or making a list style point feel more human. One of the easiest format to produce low design effort, high creative impact when done well. Now, this ad is really interesting because looks like it won't work. It looks like a low effort ad creative, but I have seen it always working. These are easy to produce, often overlooked because of their simplicity. Why this work? Because it's often overlooked precisely because it looks too simple, but that's the point exactly. Lo-fi creative blends into organic content, feels trustworthy, and can dramatically outperform polished ads because they feel like part of community and not something that is pushed from a brand. So the goal here is to look like something authentic, something simple, and something raw. It is great for storytelling, sharing a customer journey, testimonial, or something like. So we used to do this in our day-to-day life on Instagram, on something like that. So that is something we are familiar with, and we used to pay attention because it's not an ad. So here we are trying to do the same thing. If you will see Liquid Death ad, it's just a sparkling water, you know that they now make energy drinks at Liquid Death. So this feels like someone on the internet is talking about Liquid Death, and Liquid Death is not running the actual ad. This is how you interrupt a pattern. This is how you generate curiosity. You should use it. This is one of the easiest format to produce low design effort, high creative impact. You need to have a good copy over this ad to work well. Sticky notes. You create these kind of ads are created mostly by AI. That is very easy to create and very easy to complete. And to use this to sound a bit different, it looks visually different from 90% of the ads that are running on the feed. The handwritten aesthetic signals the authenticity and personalization. Basically, it's warm, it's personal, and it's authentic. That is what the brands are trying to communicate through this kind of ad style. You should add this ad creative to add diversity to your ad account with a heavy production lift. So if you are testing different kind of campaigns, it's not something that always works, but it is something that you can test around, you can play around. If you have some creative space, you want to test more angles, more different ways of communicating your messages, the copy needs to be great here. That is something you need to keep in mind. And I hope these ad frameworks will help you create more better ads, create more high performing campaigns, and eventually will benefit your brand or your business, whatever you are using it for. And by the way, if you are an e-commerce brand owner or an agency owner or someone who's looking to get creative strategy and direction and help in execution, or if you know someone, we can connect and we can talk about how we can move things forward. So I would be glad to connect with you, talk about how things are working for you, and help you in scaling your campaigns. I'm going to create more videos like this in future. If you want to also learn how to create AI video ads, AI image ad, I'm planning to create a video on how to create AI ads faster and test faster. If you want me to create that guide, just let me know in the comments and I will definitely create one for you. Thank you so much. Bye bye. See ya. Take care.